What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5 video. So, if you're new to the channel, a like and a subscribe is very welcome down below. And please do leave a like if you enjoyed this episode. So, this is it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5 is finally here. And, well, it's been a long time since the framework was ended. It's been a long time since Ada had been defeated. But here, they've gone big. They have gone huge, to quote a certain orange president. But this is in space. And, well, this is going to, actually, just to give you a quick warning, there's going to be major spoilers for this episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it was actually, this is a two-parter episode. So, quite a lot has actually happened here. So, what has happened? So the agents have been mysteriously transported to space and the future by a white Kree monolith, which I am going to presume is just... The reason it's white is because that is the time-traveling version, and then we had the kind of the black monolith we had that sent Simmons to Maveth. So I guess that's like a space-style type one. And then this white one also transports through time. That's just me speculating that, to be honest. But they're absolutely screwed here. I mean, they are trapped now at the end of the world. I have to say, this as a whole, this whole episode, and this whole two episodes, sorry, were absolutely stunning. I really did love this whole, just the whole presentation. It very much feels like a breath of fresh air, to be honest. And really, they've done space before with Maveth, with Hive and all that kind of thing, but it feels a lot fresher, a lot new here. And I think after Season 3, they were certainly breaking new ground in their show, and they decided with Season 4, they went to Ghost Rider, they did the framework, which was also amazing, and they were keeping things fresh, new, and just going, and just having fun with the show, to be honest. And it seems like they've continued that trend here, but with tenfold. So they've gone absolutely crazy, and the show is now set in space. But apparently by the 100th episode, they will actually be returning to Earth. But which Earth? This future destroyed Earth, or the Earth which is in the past that is all, you know, totally safe? But I love the way the group, the first 20 minutes of this was actually revealed before. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. But I really did like what they did here, and a lot of this in the trailers didn't seem like what we were going to get. I thought we were going to get some kind of like horror-based pod or story arc, but here we got a really fun kind of different look at this show as we start off with what is seemingly a kind of like Alien style, like the Alien movie, where they're trapped on this space station with some random people. But what is really neat here is the fact that it opens up into a wider world, and not only have they gone big by going to space, but they've gone big into the MCU. They've really kind of opened this up just massively. I mean, Inhumans introduced like their Attilan on the moon and things like that, but here the world has been destroyed in some way, shape or form by someone. We'll get more into that later. And now we're trapped on this at the end of the world with all these different people, these scavengers in the lighthouse, which is quite funny because that was actually a base for the Avengers. There was an Avengers team who actually used this. It was Giant Man, Hawkeye, and that kind of thing, who were on this ship, and they conducted Black Ops missions from there. So, a really nice reference. I'm not sure if that's the same thing, because this is more of a power station here than really a secret base, you know. So, I think that's what that is, and it's looking degraded because we're about 70 to 100 years in the future, Jed Whedon has actually said by this. So, really neat there that we're getting so far in the future. But the group are really on the back foot, and what I really liked about this episode was the slow reveal. We kind of guessed that they were in the future, us in the audience, but the actual characters were slowly kind of coming to their bearings, which makes sense because, well, they've just been disoriented, they've been pushed through space, and then they kind of slowly realise that, well, they're in the future. and for some reason they are the key to actually being the resolution to this. And it seems like the Kree who have actually taken over, so they've presumably learned that Earth has been broken and destroyed, and swooped in at this time to take over, because Earth is really incredibly hard to actually invade. So what has happened here is we've got the Kree overlords who have taken over, which is really pretty terrible. And we've got like this kind of the general guy who has now taken over here and is in control and has his own kind of servitor things, and it's just really strange. And Simmons really is not having a good time at all, is she here? She's not only is she in space and in the future, she's now been deafened, kind of, and is now kind of a pretty object for this Kree leader here. And, well, it's not looking good, like I said, for really any of the team. But I say that it's a really dark time for them, but the humour was hilarious. It's a lot more kind of upbeat, and they're kind of joking about their situation, which they probably would if they got put in this situation. They were literally like, they expected to be captured, and then, well, they were by this weird person, this weird alien thing in at the diner. So there is that, and we never really learn more about who actually captured them and why they've been sent to the future. So that's a huge mystery as well as why the Kree, or what the Kree are actually doing, why they've allowed these humans to actually survive, which is kind of odd, to be honest, and what is their end game here. And what I think has actually happened is we've got the framework. So the framework does appear here, and we see that Daisy is actually the reason why the Earth has happened, or what has happened to the Earth, and it's not looking good for Daisy either, considering I expect this to be more of a mystery to be unravelled, and more people will learn that the person who destroyed the Earth is on the lighthouse. But did she? And part of me is now thinking that, obviously, the Kree, if you don't know, the Kree were in Guardians of the Galaxy. Ronan the Accuser was a Kree fanatic, and the Kree actually created the Inhumans during the Kree-Skrull War. And then the Inhumans became powerful, and then you got Black Bolt, you had the Royal Family and things like that. That was in the terrible Inhumans TV show, which was a complete letdown. Just a real shame. And what I'm thinking here is the fact that over the years, this has been used by the Kree to kind of get the humans to turn on the Inhumans. So if they turn on the Inhumans, or kind of really never actually accept them, then they don't have any kind of real enemies, or kind of people who can actually take on the Kree. So that's probably why the Kree have done this, and they've finally got rid of the Inhumans, which, what I would really like is, I know the Inhumans movie was kind of, the TV show was garbage, but it would be cool to see maybe Lockjaw or Black Bolt appear in a reference, just for the sheer fact that it's it's all connected, which I really do hope actually happens. But the Kree, we've got Fitz as well, who is working on it, as he says, on the back of that kind of postcard. So maybe he is in contact with kind of Virgil and maybe Deke's ancestors on Earth to kind of hide messages or things inside their memories, and that can then go forward. That'd be really, really cool. But Fitz, well, the actor who plays Fitz is actually filming a movie at the moment. That's why he's not at the start of this, and I like the fact that he's not actually there. And what would be cool is that he has to kind of get different people who've helped the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the past to kind of group together, and we'll see that kind of that base team. And I'd like to see or learn how he actually finds out about or what happened to them. And so we'll probably learn more about the Kree and what happened in space, and then we'll learn more about the people who took the team here when we catch up with Fitz in a couple of episodes' time, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. We've got a big 100th episode thing going on as well. Now, one thing I'm hoping is that the framework isn't used that much, because really I want it to be in the past. I don't want them to have to keep using the framework a lot to change things or bring people back. As much as I would like Grant Ward to come back, I don't really want him to come back in this framework, and I hope that it's literally just a reference to the past, and the framework is just, used to really let people escape what is happening here in the really terrible future. And I think that the group will actually take on the Kree. They already killed 2 of the Kree, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that they can actually take over the lighthouse and then find a way home. So that might be what happens. But this is only the 2 episodes in now, so it's a long way to go really for where we're going. But a really, really fun thing here. And we've got the Vrelnexians, who are a huge problem at the moment. They were hinted to be the inhabitants of Earth now, and maybe the Kree actually brought them in, and kind of, or the fact that the Vrelnexians are kind of sentient as well, and they saw an inn on Earth, and then the Kree came in and really took them out, or something like that. I'm not really sure with that, but there is an interesting thing there. They did almost take out Asgard in the comics as well. So they are a big threat looming as well. Now, one idea is the fact that Thanos in Infinity War could have caused this huge event that actually happened. I know that, of course, that the shows aren't really connected, but obviously they're in the trailer for Infinity War. We see a world destroyed, which I have produced or deduced that it could be Xandar, but I have to say that I think that having Infinity War tie-ins would work really, really well here, especially if it's in its final season, and the fact that Disney stepped in and asked for this to not actually be cancelled would kind of, they would have had to have really had a reason for it, because it's not really connected and things like that. So there must be a reason why that actually happened. I think it would be cool to see that this is a possible future if Infinity War actually wasn't able to be stopped and things like that, and Thanos actually won. But that is it for this video. Please drop a like, please do subscribe. Let me know if you want more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Please do hit a like so I know that you want more of it, and comment below as well. So I'll see you soon. Goodbye.